Good evening, I'm Lucas Seiler. Happening right now, search and rescue crews are looking for a man who disappeared while kayaking. They have been here since about noon yesterday, and we know the medical examiner last night did remove a body, again, from the second floor of this duplex. We got an up-close look at this plane just moments ago, and you can see that it's severely damaged. Witnesses say they saw it crash into the coast off North Captiva Island 2 days ago. Whoever did this lit the back of the Mustangs on fire and the front engine, so they are destroyed, and you can still see them in the driveway here behind me. The SWAT team was trying to negotiate with someone holding hostages at gunpoint. Now that they have the student population here, it's time for them to narrow down how they see the university taking shape during the next decade ahead. These sisters and their mother are in shock this afternoon about what happened right here where I'm walking. You can see the markings on the road where these girls were hit, and then watching their sister Kimberly be flown to Lee Memorial Hospital in serious condition. Firefighters just told me it would be a good idea for us to stay right here where we are and not get any closer to the scrap metal for our own health. And right now they're standing by just in case flames reignite again. On the upper East Coast corridor, that's where we're seeing this winter weather advisory. So Boston, New York, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., those are the cities going to be affected by this. First rain, then sleet, and then snow. So going to be some pretty nasty conditions out there. We have new information about a deadly car accident overnight in Charlotte County. 37-year-old Chad Lessinger died after he overcorrected and flipped his truck. He was not wearing a seatbelt. Riots earlier this week in Ferguson has given way to a fragile calm, and on Thanksgiving Day, a certain tension remained there. Dozens of gay couples have already applied for marriage licenses here, and they're doing that right now. But what's left behind here, you can really get a sense of just how bad this crash was. Look at the damage here. I'm standing right where this white Ford Explorer crashed through 3 fences, then right over here started rolling on its side before finally crashing into this tree. At one point, his mother was so upset she had to get up and run out of the courtroom. She could not handle what the judge was saying as he was reading out what charges both of these men face, accused of a deadly drive-by shooting.
Port Charlotte teen is in critical condition right now at Lee Memorial.
NBC2 was first on scene this morning, and we found out that she was hit by another teenager who was driving to school. She's 15-year-old Kimberly Crowell, and she was walking to the bus stop with her 2 sisters when she was hit. It all happened on Ackerman Avenue in Port Charlotte around 6:30 this morning. The girls attend Port Charlotte High School. Our Lucas Seiler is on scene with the latest. Lucas.
These sisters and their mother are in shock this afternoon about what happened right here where I'm walking. You can see the markings on the road where these girls were hit, and then watching their sister Kimberly be flown to Lee Memorial Hospital in serious condition. I spoke exclusively with the mother and their sisters, one of them just nearly escaping serious injuries and the other at a loss for words.
It hit her. It took her about 40 feet. And she landed in the ditch over there.
A mother in tears with 2 daughters trying to process what happened right before their eyes to their 15-year-old sister, Kimberly.
I dropped my bag and everything, and I started screaming down the road for my mom. And then I just ran down here.
The 3 girls were walking right here next to the road's white line when they saw Kimberly be swept right off the ground and onto this car's windshield.
I don't see why they would have to go so fast and just not go around us like everyone else does when they see us.
Taylor Crowell says her and her sisters were walking side by side, one in the grass and Kimberly on the white line. Moments later, tragedy strikes.
I don't know what was going through this kid's head to where he didn't feel he had to swerve out of the way.
The teen driver stopped 40 feet from where he hit the girls. Kimberly laid unconscious with head and leg injuries, and Taylor was dealing with injuries of her own.
Well, I got hit with the side mirror.
Her arm covered in bandages, shaken from the impact. Nearby, mothers dropping their kids off at the same bus stop are pleading for a change, something they say could have prevented this.
You're either waiting in someone's driveway or you're standing in the road waiting for the bus. It's not logical, and I don't know how many people have to get hurt before they finally do something about it.
I just want to be with my sister.
The grass next to the road here was very muddy this morning. There are no sidewalks in this area. There are also no lights. I'm told Kimberly is still in serious condition at Lee Memorial Hospital. She is expected to make a recovery. As far as the teen driver in this case, it's unclear whether he'll face any charges. FHP is investigating. Reporting in Port Charlotte, Lucas Seiler, NBC2 News.
Good afternoon, everybody. We begin the noon hour with breaking news. A 7-hour hostage situation at a home puts a community on lockdown and leaves 2 people dead. Gunfire forced deputies to close a busy stretch of US 41 through Port Charlotte. NBC2's Lucas Seiler has been following this story all morning long. He is live north of the Peace River in Port Charlotte. Lucas.
Chad, good afternoon. I'm standing just north of Melbourne Street on US 41. Journalists were moved 3 times from the scene here this morning due to gunfire, and people who live in the community behind me were unable to leave their homes for hours because a SWAT team was trying to negotiate with someone holding hostages at gunpoint. They were unsuccessful in getting that person to come out, and now they are questioning everyone involved, especially the people who knew them, to figure out what went wrong. Escalating hour by hour. First deputies storming this RV park after reports of shots fired.
We believe that 2 people have been injured by gunfire.
I've heard many gunshots, probably 7 or 8 so far.
Then this, traffic to a standstill at one of the busiest spots in Port Charlotte, and a SWAT team moves in, able to somehow get 4 children out of this trailer, but some people still trapped inside.
Okay, baby, no problem. Just stay down low. Stay down low, okay?
Okay.
Bye.
Philip Corbell's girlfriend was being forced to stay inside her home.
It's a tragedy, man. It's a tragedy. It's really sad.
She was right next door to where someone was holding people against their will.
She's watching the news in there. She's laying on the floor, staying low, and just praying that this gets over with. I hope God will take care of this matter.
Since 3 this morning, Corbell had been talking to his girlfriend on his cell phone about what's going on outside her window. A chaotic mess that had everyone in Charlotte County wondering what was going on and hoping other victims overcome this tragedy.
There's probably 7 or 8 children and 4 adults.
That's the real tragedy anytime something like this happens that involves children.
I'm told this all started as a domestic situation at about 3 o'clock this morning, and Chad, NBC2 has several crews working this story this afternoon, talking with people who knew those involved in this hostage situation and pressing investigators for more answers. August 2004, chaos after Category 4 Hurricane Charlie slams into southwest Florida, forcing people out of their homes, and a poor management plan keeping them out.
We ain't seen our house in 5 days. Come on, what's the deal now?
People on Estero Island remember it all too well a decade later.
I couldn't get past Lover's Key to get back on to check my house.
Roger Barnes came back to water seeping into his pool from this canal, his neighbor's roof torn apart. Fort Myers Beach quickly changed its emergency plan after the storm for clarity purposes. Only now, in 2014, the plan once again isn't clear. Here it is, this 174-page emergency management plan.
Well, if a storm's coming, you may look through that.
This really isn't very workable in an emergency. It's just so long.
The stack, as thick as a novel, is supposed to guide people. It tells officials what their role is, where people should go, especially those who've never been through a storm like this.
Besides getting off the beach, I wouldn't really know where to go.
If Tiffany Wiley referred to this document, false information could lead her in the wrong direction.
It refers to phone systems that we no longer have.
That and hotels that no longer exist. For food and water, the Holiday Inn is listed as the go-to, only there isn't a Holiday Inn on the island anymore.
If that's where I think I'm supposed to go, that's what I would be looking for.
But perhaps what is most alarming is what council member Roxanne Hassefrost discovered while comparing the town's plan to FEMA codes. Some things just don't match up.
Now I have a checklist to go through and make sure that we've got everything on our plan that FEMA recommends that we have.
On Estero Island, Lucas Seiler, NBC2.
911, where's your emergency? Yes, hi, this is Charlotte Correctional Institution.
The Southwest Florida prison in Punta Gorda has been under investigation for more than a month now following claims of a murder.
They beat my brother to death. Oh my God.
May Atkins, the sister of inmate Matthew Walker, is talking about correctional officers who are employed at CCI. Sources tell us a group of 10 employees handcuffed Walker inside his cell and beat him to death because he wasn't cooperating with their demands.
I don't know all the information because I'm in the control room. And people were hurt, and I think there's an inmate hurt too.
Here are the names of the officers the Department of Corrections says were there the night Walker died. 4 correctional officers and 5 of their superiors, which include 5 sergeants.
Nobody's giving me no answers, and I need answers. I need to know what happened. I need to know details of what happened, and whoever did it need to tell it.
That was last month, just a few weeks after Walker's death. Today, his family still doesn't have any answers, so they hired a private investigator to look into it. NBC2 went to the homes of each correctional officer placed on leave today. They had no comment.